Hi, this is Dave Bartosiewicz. You're not going to believe where I'm located at right now. This is Warren Jeff's actual mansion that he had. Now it's a hotel in Hildale, Utah. Believe it or not, a lot of people are watching this documentary on Netflix, which is known as Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey, right? I've seen it. It's disgusting, the amount of horrendous things that are going on that have been involved here, right here in Hildale, is crazy and evil. And, you know, when you look at what has taken place, especially with Warren Jeffs and also his father, in manipulating these young, beautiful women, 14, 15-year-olds, to become their wives and take advantage of them sexually, right? I mean, devastating, just devastating and very immoral. And those who are LDS people looking at this and wondering, how could this be? Well, I'll tell you, this is exactly the same thing that went on with your leaders in the beginning of this faith, especially with Joseph Smith, who you honor, or Brigham Young. I mean, they did the exact same things as Warren Jeffs did. So when you're looking at the place where I am at, you have to realize that this is the history of your faith. And so you pay such honor to this church, to the Joseph Smith, and now you're seeing the truth of what's taking place. I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can not really evaluate the history and your prophets and say this is a sick thing that took place. Polygamy is wrong. It actually is all about sexual fantasy. You call it divine. I think it's absolutely opposite of divinity. It's evil. So when you're looking at these things, just think about, if you're LDS, this is where Warren Jeffs took advantage of women, and fortunately and gratefully, he's in prison right now. And I can't believe the amount of people who still believe in this faith, in the Mormon faith, when you look at the history and look at the core realities of what took place in your prophets of old. Yeah, but you say, hey, the modern church is really like different and new. No, it goes back to the actual beginnings of your faith that was evil. Got to take a serious look and question these things, guys. Hi, I'm back from Hildale, and I just want to express what I saw. I saw many homes that were half-built, many dirt roads. There still are a number of polygamists who are living in Hildale, as well as Colorado City. It's kind of strange. It has a really eerie feeling when you go out there. Obviously, they don't finish their homes because they basically get out paying property taxes. So it's kind of unethical, but that's what they do. The thing that I want to talk about again is this polygamous way of life. If you have seen the documentary on Netflix, what you're probably getting rattled up, and you're probably getting so frustrated. There's been a lot of things going on with Mormonism as of late, especially also on Hulu. Under the Banner of Heaven is another series that they brought out. The LDS Church, the Mormon Church, is just getting bombarded with many negative things. But there is truth coming out, and the reason why it's showing all these things is simply because the history, the beliefs, the core of their faith was all this. And so when you supposedly have this modern, now they're saying modern Mormonism, you know, how do you justify modern Mormonism when you don't look at the history? I'm Orthodox Christian. I love looking at 2,000 years of history. I love seeing the truth about what the history is. If the history was wrong, truthfully, I would not be Orthodox. I would not be interested at all in Orthodoxy. But the reality is that it supports the claims of the church, the Christian church. And so I'm very, very excited about that. But when you look at Mormonism, people don't like to look at the history. They get steered away from the history. But you have to, if you're a Mormon, you have to truthfully look at the history of polygamy. And polygamy was awful thing that if you have been watching with these young women, very, very sad, very wrongful way to manipulate these women. And I've got to tell you, it still happens today. I know people who are still caught up with this polygamous concept and this belief that if they are going to have more wives, women are saying that it really is, and the man believes it's all about salvation, that they'll go to the highest kingdom, the celestial kingdom with God to become gods, right? And so very wrong. This is all spiritually manipulated. If you go to the direct, there's so much persuasion, influencing these young women, and it's a really horrible thing. When the key that I learned is clarity. You want to have clarity, and the only way you're going to have clarity is traveling, seeing different cultures, looking at different religions, seeing how they operate and they work. And so it's really important to go out. That's why when you look at Mormonism, it's all sheltered. It's boxed in. A lot of times in the very beginning, they left the United States, right, to move into the Spanish territory, the Mexican territory, right? That's what Brigham Young did. He wanted to control the area and people. And that's what's going on now. You have a lot of control. You have a lot of people who are being still manipulated and controlled by men, by patriarchal men with their own adulterous devices, but they use it stating that it's divine and it's spiritual and it's part of who God is and what he wants from the women. It's sick. Anyway, that's what I just want to continue to say. If you want to write anything, write down below. Love to talk to you about it. And God bless you guys. Bye-bye.